So I feel like it's been forever since I have recorded a video. Been in the middle of the 21-day challenge. And in fact, we're in our last week and it has been so fun. It's been fun to kind of be with people in a community going live, and every day they get videos in the class format on Anma routines and microcurrent routines. So I thought it would be fun to do one of the Anma routines that we have done. And this one's particularly good for people that grind their teeth, clench their jaw, or maybe even struggle with TMJ. So we're using the Anma, and we're using the spine of the Anma. Now, the difference between this and a lot of the fake ones on the market is each little component of this unit has a purpose. And so there's a little dip in here. And so when we hold it like this, it really fits in this jaw area. So we're going to align this tool right with the ear and the jaw. And we're going to hold this. This goes on the bottom towards the jaw. We're going to plug it in. And what we're going to do is we're just going to hold it here. Now, if you struggle with just inflammation in your temporal mandible joint and it's a little bit tender, use your discretion, because we don't want to aggravate that inflammation. But what we do want to do is start to decompress some of the fascial adhesions. Fascial adhesions develop when we resume or hold a position for a really long time. So in your posture, if you're leaning forward, the head comes forward, and it's really about physics. As the head comes forward, the body's trying to maintain balance and the jaw recedes back. And as this happens, we get a lot of fascial adhesions right in this area. This can even compromise hearing at times. So we're just going in right now and we're just holding, and we are applying a good amount of pressure. Now, if you don't have TMJ and you don't have any type of internal inflammation, you can place your hand on a desk and really lean into your hand a little bit more. So we're just holding this, and now I'm taking the same routine, same placement. All I'm doing is I'm going to drag. Do you see how that moves down? I'm dragging the Anma down and I'm pressing in. And it's just going in to this area as I hold. And as you hold into the same positioning in the same place, you start to feel it kind of sink in a little bit deeper. And in this, you want to be able to just take deep breaths in and out. Now, there's a whole science to breath that I'm not going to get into on this video, but in another video, I will address diaphragmatic breathing and fascial decompression, and probably go in a little bit more depth with block therapy and the benefits of doing block therapy, because you can use blocks many of the times where you can use the Anma. So even as I'm doing this, I'm pressing in and I'm pulling down. I'm starting to just feel, it's just like this rippling of release in this area. And now I'm kind of down. I'm going to just twist, like I'm opening a jar, the jaw forward a little bit more. And I'm just taking deep breaths in and out, relaxing. And this is just starting to release all of the tension in this side of the face. Wouldn't it be so cool if it released all the tension and hyaluronic acid, and then all of a sudden we never need a filler again? I guess we can always wish and manifest that one, but what I am gaining out of it is a really balanced face. And it's been interesting because I've kind of had to just hold off from Botox, because when you continually get Botox, even if it's every 5 or 6 months, your face holds a position differently, and then they do Botox again, and then it changes and changes and changes. So I literally just went cold turkey and have been doing the fascia release. And it's funny because I like my face better. I maybe don't like all the facial expressions that I'm getting, but I do like my face better. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go above my ear. I'm going to pull down that little ear part, and I'm going to lift right in this. Now, a lot of times this hurts for somebody. I mean, it hurts me. Again, you can lay your head on the Anma on a table, but you want to hold this for some time, and it's typically 3 minutes. Sometimes if I really feel the decompression, it's like what I call like riding a wave, right? And not just if I really feel like what I'm doing and I'm gaining kind of depth and decompression, I don't pull it up just right in that the midst of that. I continually go. But this is a really nice thing to do because as we're leaning forward and our jaw is coming back, even the frontal lobe and the bones start to shift. We get very heavy in the brow area. And then all of this just starts to kind of pile up. I'm sure you've seen people out, when you're people watching with those really heavy foreheads. A lot of times that's from this forehead leaning posture, looking at the phone and then looking up at people. So when we can decompress this, it helps maintain our youth and kind of helps our body kind of restructure itself and rebalance. But a perfect kind of assistant with doing something like this is realigning your posture and decompressing the full body. I tell, my clients all the time, it doesn't go away. In fact, I was getting my nails done and I took this picture, and I don't know if I can put it on the internet or not, but it was like these two couples walking. Every single one of them had severe fascial decompression that was inhibiting free flow of function just in walking, in the way they held themselves. Everything took so much more effort than just the flow and ease that our bodies should be able to have. All right, so we're right about 3 minutes. And what I'm going to go do now is I'm going to go right in this, right above the cheekbone in the temple. And I'm going to lift up in this area. Now the temple gets really tight. And something I like to do is I like to kind of stretch my mouth at the same time. So I want you to lift in this temple, lifting kind of back into the hairline. I want you to place your fingers gently on that joint, the TMJ joint. I want you to open your mouth. And as you do that, the pressure of the fingers should be about the weight of a nickel. It's really just kind of like a little weight. All it is a little weight, and we're relaxing the jaw. And you'll start to feel all of the mid-face, the zygomatics, everything starting to relax. And you can just brush it to the side and see that definition just from kind of working that. So now what we're going to do is we're going over. And so when the thumbs are down, that's where that little hump is. And you're just going to place this right next to the ear. And then this goes right in to where that jaw is. And we're just going to press right in this area. Pressing in. Sometimes you can turn your head. The important thing is always letting the body work with you. So the subtle turning and breath. Because when the body senses pain or discomfort, it goes into a fight or flight state. And so we want to maintain our breath so we can let the body know that this is an okay state to be in. So we take a deep breath in and exhale and inhale and exhale. And we're really pressing our head into that Anma. Just kind of turning the head gently back and forth. And as I do that, I can really feel going deeper and deeper into that little zone. And for those of you that have like ringing in the ears, just kind of a tightness, even if you've had a neck lift and where they come up and they put the sutures in this area, many times that scar tissue goes and impedes the fascial flow or the lymphatic flow. So you can break up all of those little fascial adhesions. Now, as I'm holding this, I'm just going to pull down and turn the jaw out a little bit. Just kind of opening that up, relaxing the jaw. Taking a deep breath in and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Relaxing that jaw. And even as I'm doing it, it's actually starting to hurt a little bit more. But it isn't a piercing, it's not a stabbing pain. It's just it's like a pain that hurts good. It's like I know I'm getting into that deep itch. And I'm just kind of going in a little bit more for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And now I'm going to take the Anma and I'm going right in that ear area. And I'm going to press in and lift up. And this just goes in and this just kind of starts to release a lot of the hairline temple and the temporalis muscle. And it also starts to just start when we come to the temple and relax the jaw, we're already a little bit loose. So I'm just kind of holding in this area. If you have 2 Anmas, you can go 2 at a time. It feels like you're hanging from your ears, but I do this in the treatment room and it feels so good. The clients love it. Just kind of coming in, feeling all of this. Can really start to feel the decompression in that jaw area. It's just kind of taking a weight off or just starting to just let all the blood flow in there. I was pressing my head in there a little bit more. This is also great for the scalp and the hair. You know, as we get older and we don't have the blood flow, or you know, if our chest is really tight and we don't have a lot of blood flow to the face, our scalp gets very, very tight too. And we start to lose hair and our hair gets brittle. And many times it is associated with menopause, and many more times it's in conjunction with menopause. So this is a great way to just keep your scalp healthy. This is something you could do in the shower, you can do in the steam room, you can be a passenger in a car. You could actually be driving too and like have your elbow on the window. I think I might do that on the way to work. A little bit more. Now we're going to go right into this temple area. So I'm going to take my hand on the other side just because it's easier to hold with this. And I'm just really holding kind of same area, but closer to my face. And I'm just using the weight of my fingers in this area. And this just feels so good. And I'm lifting up. You know, I just love the power of the Anma because it just feels so good, and it literally feels like a facelift when you do it. It's just one of these psychological things that you do, and you just feel like it just lifted the whole face. Just kind of coming up. Pulling this down. And that's it. So we're doing more and more holding. You can always brush and flow with the Anma, but many times to just kind of get that blood flow and get things moving. If you have the time, choose a location and hold it for 3 minutes. So you can see we did 1, 2, 3. So that's about a 20-minute Anma routine. I hope you guys enjoy it, try it. Please comment below and hit like and the subscribe button if you haven't already. Till my next video, I hope you guys have great skin days.